In fact, if I keep tapping right here, I can see all over my palette the Silk Teddy shade going all over in little flakes. Hello everybody, thank you so much for tuning in today. My name is Jacqueline, and in today's video I'm bringing you a soft glam look made with the brand new Colourpop eyeshadow palettes, Bare Necessities. And I'm also gonna give you a little bit of review, first impressions of the brush set that came with this new collection of Bare Necessities. But before we get started, and if you're new here, I hope that you will consider to subscribe to my channel and ring the post notification bell so you get to know whenever I upload new videos. Also, come and follow me on my Instagram. And now, if you want to know how I achieved this soft glam look, as well as the review swatches of this eyeshadow palette and my thoughts on that brush set, then just keep on watching. Yes, I decided to get the Bare Necessities eyeshadow palette from Colourpop and their new brush bundle right here. Do I need it? No, I don't need it. But it looked really good online, so I decided to just give it a go. I had put a pause on Colourpop for a little, and not, again, I don't believe in cancellation type of deal or anything like that. It's just that they were putting out too many palettes that they had glitters, and I decided to kind of like steer a little bit away from that because it's just like I don't use a lot of glitters. I think I have enough glitters in my collection, and I don't know, I just didn't feel like the palettes were either speaking to me or just simply they are just putting so much out. But when I saw this collection right here, it was like, oh, it looks good, it looks cute. So this is the Bare Necessities palette. It comes with 30 different shades, and it's a palette that basically inside is all nudes. So your Bare Necessities, perfect name for it. Now let's take it out from the box right here, and this palette costs $34, which I think it's a nice decent price. Now just as the box, these have a kind of pebble type of texture, so it looks like faux leather or just pebblet, and the palette itself is the same way. So it has a beautiful, very nice texture. I really like it. The letters are embossed in rose gold. I think it's just so beautiful. It is very pretty. And then on the back you will find the name of the eyeshadows. And let me open it up for you. So only thing about this palette, no mirror. And you know how much I love my mirrors, but that's okay, not big of a deal. So this is the second Colourpop biggest eyeshadow palette, and I hope they don't go any bigger than this. In fact, I wish that they were not as big as this one, but it's okay. The first one was in collaboration with Jackeline-LAOAWCIA, and this is the same exact size as the Jackeline-LAOAWCIA one. But I really love the color story right here. I mean, maybe really boring for those who are lovers of colorful eyeshadow palettes, but for me it looks really cute. So let me show you. Here is the So Jaded palette from Jackeline-LAOAWCIA. I reviewed this one too, and that's another thing about Colourpop. Okay, let me see. Yeah, that's another thing about Colourpop. Their quality of eyeshadows are really nice and good. Okay, so here it is. Now the So Jaded palette comes with a couple glitter shades, and it does come also with a Super Shock shadow. This palette right here, it doesn't. It's all matte. There are some shimmer foil shades right here, and then there are some of those sequin type of shadows that they are made at Six Laboratories, just as you find at Tati's palette. The ones that they are matte and they have a little bit of glitters in it. And basically what they explain, it is that it is made in such a way to actually make the shadow blend better, because to be honest with you, after you blend your eyeshadow you will lose all the glitters unless you pack it and then just kind of leave it packed on one area and just try with a very detailed small brush blend the edges of that shadow. But other than that, you will lose that those glitters. I do like that they put the names right here, so that's a plus right there. I also purchased the bundle of brushes. So this little bundle right here, it is beautiful. It says Colourpop right here. It is embossed with this faux leather pebble blush pink color type of wrap. How you call it? I don't even know what to call it. But anyhow, these kind of like wrap case, it holds a holder, right? It holds individually each brush, and it comes with 14 brushes if I'm not mistaken, and it costs $14. So you kind of like unfold it, and then you find the flap right here to protect your brushes, and then here are the brushes right there. They come nicely individually packed. This is one of the brushes right here. So the ferrule, it's rose gold. Look, even my nails. Yeah, I think you can understand why, right? And then, like I said, the handle is this kind of creamy pinkish color, nude color that is just so beautiful. And then the brush set, as you were able to see, comes with some brushes for your face, some for the eyes. I already applied bronzer, and I didn't apply highlighter yet, but I'm filming another video. So I'm not planning to apply highlighter in this video right here, but maybe I can apply a little bit more blush when we are at the end of this and try one of the brushes for the complexion face brushes. And let's just maybe try the eye brushes. So I'm thinking to do kind of like a soft glam kind of look. It has come back. Soft glam has come back, and I know soft glam everybody relates to, well, nowadays with Anastasia's soft glam palette, but no. So, and I'm sorry that I keep looking down, but I'm just looking carefully what brush I can use, because I do have hooded eyes and my eyelids are small, and the brush that I grabbed first, it's a little bit too big. So I think maybe I'm gonna start with this brush right here. They do have numbers, which I think is great. This is the E16. Now I have in my collection, I think one or two other brushes by Colourpop. I think one. Well, the one that I have is this one right here. This is one that Kathleen likes, rave about. This is the F5. She raved about it for application of highlighter. So for a while I used that one, but now it's long in there. But it's a nice brush. I mean, it's synthetic, so obviously you cannot, first impressions, they are soft, but you will have to see after the different washes how they hold and last, if the hairs come out or not. But they seem to be very soft, something that I appreciate, mostly if you're thinking to give this as a present, because I don't like scratchy type of brushes. And anyhow, I didn't want to go in a tangent right there, but we're going to start with the look. Oh, and I wanted to give you a little bit of comparison with on this eyeshadow palette right here. So this is $34. Yes, it's a good price for 30 shadows, but do not be confused if you're new to Colourpop, or if you are used to actually buy single eyeshadows. Do not get confused on the size of these eyeshadows. These eyeshadows are really little. Each of them, they weigh 1 gram. And here I have, not all of these right here are eyeshadows from Colourpop, but these right here, the purpley ones on the bottom, those are Colourpop ones. You can see the size difference. I'm pretty sure you can see it there. So these are smaller, and you will get less quantity of product from, you know, from their single pans. So just be aware of that. Okay, so let's get started right here, and let me get you closer. I have put a little bit of concealer on my eyelid, so I'm just gonna make sure it's not creasing. It had already creased a little, the obvious and the normal. Okay, and I'm just gonna set it with the shade In the Buff, and it's this top shade right over here. And I'm using the brush E16. Okay, what I have noticed from the brush set is it doesn't have many blending brushes. So this brush is a little bit too big for me, but I'm gonna try it no matter what. This is the brush E15, and I'm gonna go into the shade Hot Gossip, and I'm just gonna take it above the crease and blend in. Well, this brush, I have to tell you, that is very soft. Softer than the first one that I used. Colourpop E19 brush and the shade Complicated. And this is kind of like that sequin type of shadow that I was mentioning before. That is a matte, but it has a little bit of glitter in it. And I'm just gonna intensify my outer V, and then with whatever is remaining on the brush, I'm just gonna take it on my crease. E19 brush and the shade Velveteen. And applying these on the outer V. E15 brush and Hot Gossip. And I'm just gonna blend the edges. E18 brush and Silk Teddy. First I'm gonna apply it dry. Now I'm gonna try the same shade Silk Teddy and apply it wet. Okay, Colourpop, we're looking at you. Oh yeah, that's more like it. Oh my gosh, wet. Yeah, wet it is. This is one of my favorite type of brushes. This is the E20 brush. And I'm gonna go ahead and use the shade Idle Hours for my inner corner and brow bone. And I'm just gonna use it dry. For my lower lash line, I'm gonna go into the shade Hot Gossip. And I'm just gonna buff E6 brush and Velveteen. And I'm just taking it on my lower lash line. Okay friends, I'm gonna go off camera, put some mascara on, some lipstick, and then I'll be right back with you. So here it is, the final look. And now I'm gonna go into swatches, but before I do so, I just want to mention that if you go to Colourpop's website and you go to the eyeshadow palette Bare Necessities, if you click onto, it says here shadow palette, it tells you each of the shades, like the description of them. Now we're talking about 30 shades, and I just don't want this video to be too lengthy. Just to let you know, if I said if these have glitter specks, or if they do have like, or I say that they are sequins, that means that they are flat matte, but they do have a little bit of glitter in it. Just to let you know when I'm doing the swatching process. So I'm gonna go ahead and go row by row. Idle Hour, In the Bath, Silk Teddy, On Holiday, Rumored, Banter, Fullest Pose, Tease, The Talk. Tease has glitter specks. Hustler, Complicated, also have glitter specks. Crack On. Hot Gossip, All For You, Designer Dots. Esprit, another matte with glitter. Act Full, Calf Links, Ode, Fussy, Tabloid, Genie, Taboo, Dutch Process, another sequin shade, Velveteen, Prefix, Stiletto, sequin shade, that's what. Rebel, Bubbles, also sequin shade, and Spyglass. That black is not. Okay, there you go. Okay, here are all the swatches. Okay, my friends, now that I'm done swatching, I have to tell you that I have come across with the same, I don't know if to say problem or difference with formulation with Colourpop and their shimmer shadows. I have used this shade Teddy on my eyelid today, and I had a little bit of fallout, that's for sure. And I see it, like for example, if we see closely Idol, you will see that it's very soft and creamy. Now check Teddy. Right, Chief, do you see that it's like kind of like pokey or wrinkly? This is the same thing that I came across with the Going Coconuts palette. So there's a little bit, I don't know if inconsistency on the formulation, but usually what I have been used to see with Colourpop is that the eyeshadows, at least the shimmer shadows, they are very creamy, they are very smooth, just as Idle Hour. In fact, if I keep tapping right here, I can see all over my palette the Silk Teddy shade going all over in little flakes. So again, I don't know if it's a little bit of inconsistency or what, and I can see the same thing on other shimmer shades. So I think something have changed from Colourpop. Do you see right there in this shade? So I just want to bring that out, and obviously this black shade right here is a matte shade, doesn't have the best pigment right there. Now, before I go into final thoughts and kind of wrapping up this video, I want to give it a try to these brushes right here. So this collection comes with 3 face brushes, complexion brushes. So one that it will be good for bronzer, but I have already applied my bronzer, but I will go ahead and apply a bronzer that I have trust on, and it's just very soft and natural. And I'm talking about the Hourglass bronzer in the palette Ambient Light Edit and Lock. Now this palette right here now comes in the Ghost packaging for the holiday season, so if you're able to get your hands on, I will highly suggest to go ahead and get it because it's such a good one right here. So I'm just gonna grab a little bit, and that's okay. It didn't pick up a lot, so just grab a little more. Not that I need a lot more, but just for purpose of this demo right here, I think it picked up plenty and enough, but not at first. So that's a good sign, because sometimes these synthetic brushes, sometimes they grab a lot. Okay, it's super soft, the brush is very soft. Just bouncing up just a little bit more my face and my neck. I already have a little bit of blush, but I'm gonna intensify it just a little, and I'm gonna be using this blush right here with a little bit of this one here. Okay, again, it didn't pick up a lot, it picked up very minimal, so that's good. And let's apply a little bit of blush on my nose. I've always done it. And now there is this brush right here, which I think it's a little too dense to actually apply highlighter. Although it's very soft, it could be good for buffing or applying a little bit of setting powder. I'm a little bit iffy about this brush right here. I will say maybe this brush right here will be best for contouring. I think that will be good for contouring because it's nicely packed, and I'm sure it will blend well any type of like cream products too. Okay, so there were very few brushes that I didn't use, 4 in total from this collection. So let me just take them out of the package for you. This one right here, it is the E17 brush. So I never liked these type of brushes. It's soft, but sometimes they pack too much on my eyelid, and I have a small eyelids. Then we have another one of these, kind of like a concealer type of brush. This is the E3. So again, it can be good for concealer or again for the shimmer type of shadows. And then we have another brush, very alike but smaller than the one that I showed previously, the E17. This is the E21. It's just a smaller version. Again, these are brushes that I do not gravitate towards. or even buy them in singles. And then we have this bigger brush that this is technically your concealer brush. This is the E14 brush. Again, very similar to this brush right here. So my going into the brush set, I think these three brushes right here are perhaps brushes that, I mean, in my humble point of view, not being a makeup artist right here, but a regular consumer and a person that really loves makeup, I will say these three brushes right here could have been replaced for more blending brushes, maybe one or two. One that it will be more tapered, so to deepen out the crease. So I think that would have been better. And then maybe another, again, blending type of brush, kind of like the E45, I think it is, E25 by Sigma brush. Something like this would have been really nice to see on this collection. And I know this is a concealer brush, but you already have two very similar, and this one, the E3 brush, it's very similar to it. So I think they could have done another face brush, either buffing brush or a highlighter brush. Could have been really nice to see. So that's the only kind of like improvement that I think it would have been really nice to see on this brush set. But other than that, the brushes are nice. I mean, they are synthetic. Again, this is first impressions because they feel super soft. They seem to be a good quality, but we need to see after washing them how they hold up, if they shape well again or not. So those are things that I cannot give you feedback as of right now. I really like the concept of coming into the roller case because it makes it easier for traveling. And now going into the eyeshadow palette. Now these are not like the best quality eyeshadows, or should I say quality, like the best performing eyeshadows. They are not those that blend themselves. I mean, there's a little bit of blending involved. Now I will have to say that with the shade Seal Teddy, I had a little bit of fallout, and that is the shimmer shade that I have in the middle of my eyelid. And obviously I have some remaining of the little sparkles, glitter that there are in the shade Complicated. So I'm able to see it right here on my cheek, and I try to like remove those glitter particles, but it's really hard. And that's what's happening with those eyeshadows. This is what they quote unquote say, that they put those glitters inside the matte shades so they can blend better. But to me, sometimes I just don't feel that it's necessary if your formula is consistent, because at the end this is what's going to happen, that you will have a little bit of fallout of those glitter. I mean, the glitter, first of all, you're not going to be able to see them. So if a client goes to say Ulta, these are not yet, but you know, like sold at Ulta. But say for example they come to Ulta and they see, oh look, they have glitter, how beautiful, I want to have that on my eyelid. When they get to blend them, it will be deceiving for them. And then for those who we know, like, oh, okay, well, they are supposed to, you know, that the glitters are in there, so the actual eyeshadow could blend better, but then you find the glitters on your cheeks. It's kind of like, so that being said, if you use this palette, or if you're planning to use any of those sequin shades, ideally do your foundation and face of makeup after you have done your eyeshadow. And I think a lot of people, I have seen that they say that this palette right here could be a really good palette if you are stepping, like you're a new makeup artist and you don't have the funds to actually purchase you know, an expensive or an eyeshadow palette or some singles of other brands that they are more expensive. Okay, my friends, I had to make a quick pause right here because I had been doing other stuff after I did my makeup look today, and I have to say that I really like my eyeshadow look. But I also have to tell you that I mentioned on my final thoughts that somewhere in here, my final thoughts, that if you're a makeup artist and you don't have the investment to go ahead and buy, that you can buy this palette, that it will be worth it. It is a nice palette, but I'm a wedding planner, and for a bride it's super important for her makeup to look flawless to last all day long and all of that. So I don't know the longevity of Colourpop shadows enough to tell you, use it for a wedding necessarily. And I did have fallout, you saw on the swatches, on those shimmer shades. They are flaky, and I don't know again if it's an inconsistency on Colourpop, because they are just producing right now, like massive producing, okay? And I will say, if you decide to invest on this palette, try it beforehand. And I will say, when you apply any of the shimmer shades, mostly, I mean, like I'm using right now Silk 30, but all of the shimmer shades, I realized that all of them had some flakiness to it. Silk 30 has had the most on my palette. Use a mixing medium, or like Matte Fix Plus, or something else that you know that it will make them stick on the eyelids. Because say your bride is, being photographed, close-up looks, obviously, I mean, there's Photoshop, they can fix it, but I mean, she may not want to see, like when she's looking at the mirror, she's gonna go to do her touch-ups throughout the day and you're not there anymore, you're already gone of, the party and the site. That she looks flawless, that she doesn't feel like things are falling on her. So it blends beautifully, but I just want to give you that food for thought right there. If you're investing in this palette because this is what you can afford, okay, fine, but just be mindful about what I'm saying. Check on the palette, check that you receive a good palette, that the formula is something that you know that it will last. Try it on yourself before jumping. I mean, I'm not a makeup artist right here. I am a consumer of makeup. I love makeup, but I'm in the event industry, and mostly I'm in the wedding industry, and I coordinated so many weddings in my life that, oh my gosh, I don't want to count, more than 15 years of experience right here. But gosh, I will just say be careful, because the look you will achieve with this palette is gonna be beautiful, okay? No matter what, it's gonna be beautiful. But I'm just a little bit afraid, because I can even find right now on my desk where I did my makeup little speckles of the shimmer shades from this palette right here. So I'm not saying no, but I'm just giving you an advice right there to try it, and to use, again, a mixing medium, so that way the eyeshadow adheres to the eyelid. And at the end, that's what I did when I was applying my makeup. You saw that I first tried dry, and that's why I had the little fallout. Then I applied wet and it went fine. So that's that right there. And that goes also on the other side. If you're not a makeup artist and you're a bride and you decide to do your makeup yourself, I know, sometimes your budget cannot, feed a makeup artist to actually do your makeup. It's a good palette, but just go with that in mind, that first your eye look, mixing medium, and then your foundation and all that jazz, so that way you're comfortable too in front of camera, because at the end it is that dream day for you that, I mean, you have to look flawless in every way. So anyhow, that's that right there. Okay, so now I'm just gonna stop talking and go, make that pause go, and then we go to my final thoughts. Okay. I really like how they also organize each of the rows. So basically this is your very neutral tone eyeshadows. These right here start to be a little bit warmer, the second row, just a dash. So here you start to have a little bit of like a warm up right here. And then this right here has your rosy pinky tones, very romantic, very much like for wedding type of makeup. And then you have these row right here, which are a little bit more deeper, a little bit more intense, a little bit more warmer. But you have a selection of warm tones right here, and then a couple cool tones. And then you have your row right here of cool tones. This last row right here is all of cool tones right here. I really love that they included a black shade right here. And then although none of these are true white shades, they are light enough that if you need to mix in and blend, they will give you that great impact. If you like soft glam looks, this will give it to you for a really good modic price. Overall, the collection is really nice. I love the packaging and I love everything else. Hey my friends, I hope that you really enjoyed this video, that is helpful to you. If you like it, please do not forget to give it a thumbs up. Also share it with somebody else that may like these type of videos. I would love to read your comments below, so let me know if you have got this palette, what you think about it, you know, all those details. And if you haven't done so yet, and if you're new here or this is your second time and you're just like, I'm gonna watch Jacqueline one day and maybe another day, you're waiting too long, subscribe to my channel. It's very simple. Under this screen you'll find it in red, it says subscribe. Just tap in there, it's completely free. And if you don't want to miss any of my content, I'm sure you don't want to miss any of my content, then ring the post notification bell, because that's the way YouTube works. They will only let you know whenever I upload new videos if you ring the post notification bell. And if you have a little bit of a chance, you're in Instagram, just looking by, come and follow me. I would love to grow my family there as well, so come and follow me on my Instagram. Until the next time, I hope you have a beautiful, wonderful day. Bye bye.